Gavin Newsom effectively called out Donald Trump, who subsequently became quite agitated. In a striking interview on MSNBC, Newsom exposed Trump's lies to his face, addressed him directly at the White House, and revealed the details of their last phone call, exposing Trump's illegal activities. We will discuss this bold move and Trump's reaction. Before that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The Liberty Left, and like the video.
Home and the Border Czar said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his words. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Let your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Let your hands off these poor people who are just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes, been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So, Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
I have a feeling there's a pretty good chance that in the White House there might be a television on and he might be watching us
I hope so.
right now.
Yeah, he can learn something.
What might you say to him if I'll give you the floor, you have the opportunity, what you weren't able to say to him on that phone call or calls that he hasn't taken today?
I mean, where's your decency, Mr. President? Stop. Rescind this order. It's illegal and unconstitutional. And I said it, I'll say it again, it's immoral. You're creating the conditions that you claim you're solving, and you're not. And you're putting real people's lives at risk. This is a serious moment, and it requires serious leadership. And it's time for you to be a commander-in-chief of the United States of America. And I will have your back if you want to work in a relationship of trust and truth in the spirit of our founding fathers. But you come after poor kids, you come after families, we will do everything in our power to stand up and stand in.
So look, the guy literally said, if you interfere, I'll have you and Bass arrested. What is this, a Netflix series? Gavin Newsom gave such a great response. Come on, arrest me, he said. But the real issue is this. These guys are going after children and families, and then they think of themselves as men of law. What business do you have with a 4-year-old migrant child? What kind of mindset leads you to antagonize people who've lived here for 10 years, paid taxes, and are just trying to breathe? Trump's career is built on this. Create chaos, then say, I'll fix it. Classic authoritarian playbook. And this isn't just harshness, it's oppression. Yes, you heard that right. Oppression. Because this isn't about borders, it's about humanity. But for Trump and his crew, it's about dividing this country into us and them. He's always done this. What did he do after the hurricane in Puerto Rico? What was he doing waving a Bible in front of a church during the George Floyd protests? Now it's the same. The only difference, people aren't backing down anymore. Leaders like Newsom are saying, enough is enough, and we must say the same. Enough.
Just to, as always, hit you hard publicly. Just 10 minutes ago, he put out another Truth Social telling you and the mayor to apologize to the people of Los Angeles. You guys go at it pretty hard publicly, but I know you talk privately. Have you spoken in the last couple of days to the president about any of this?
Yeah, we talked for almost 20 minutes, and this issue never came up. I mean, I kept trying to talk about L.A. He wanted to talk about all these other issues. We had a very decent conversation.
When was this?
This was late Friday night, I think about 1:30 plus his time.
After the protests had started here?
After the protests, and he never once brought up the National Guard. He's a stone-cold liar. He said he did. Stone-cold liar. Never did. It was a very civil conversation. I've always wanted to approach engagement with the President of the United States in a respectful and responsible way. But there's no working with the President. There's only working for him. And I will never work for Donald Trump.
Did you mention it? Oh, this is, as I said, the Emergency Operations Center. I wonder how you would characterize the events that are unfolding in Los Angeles right now. Is it an emergency? Is it, Fox News is calling it the LA riots? Is it a peaceful protest? What's happening? What are you seeing? Well,
I mean, look, Donald Trump has created the conditions you see on your TV tonight. He's exacerbated the conditions. He's, lit the proverbial match. He's putting fuel on this fire ever since he announced he was taking over the National Guard. An illegal act, an immoral act, an unconstitutional act, and we're going to test that theory with a lawsuit tomorrow.
Well, I was going to ask you that. Sorry to interrupt you, but Governor, so that's news. If you're going to sue the administration, tell me a little bit about it. Give us a preview of this lawsuit.
Well, under his executive order, it specifically notes, and under what the DOD did, is they had to coordinate with the governor of the state. They never coordinate with the governor of the state. I've worked with the National Guard. We've deployed the National Guard. We did 3,000+ folks have been doing logistics work and fire recovery work, and they're fighting the fires, the rattlesnake teams. We did the same back in George Floyd. We have no problem working collaboratively in a mutual aid system with local law enforcement, but there's a protocol, there's a process. He didn't care about that. And the worst part,
So what did Trump do? He took to Truth Social to play the keyboard warrior again. Newsom and the mayor should apologize to the people of Los Angeles. Come on. Seriously, this guy is living in an alternate reality in his own head. Newsom says, "We talked for 20 minutes. It wasn't even an issue." But what does Trump say? "I warned them. I told them." For this guy, lying is as easy as drinking his morning coffee. He sits there and brings in the National Guard, disregarding the law, then watches what happens and rubs his hands together. He did the same thing during the George Floyd protests. He stirred up the situation, then acted like he was going to solve it. This guy can't live without creating a crisis. And yes, Newsom is right. In this case, Trump didn't care about protocol, process, or the law, because he doesn't care. Because in his view, the state is his toy. But look, California isn't like that. These guys organized thousands of National Guardsmen yesterday to fight the fires, with protocol, coordination, and local authorities, because that's how these things work. But what did Trump do? He just said, "I gave the order." He probably thinks he's Emperor Palpatine. Newsom says, "All right, brother, let's see you in court." And that's it. Resistance is like this, based on the law, on rights, on reason. Because it's not just about a protest. It's about what the Constitution is, what the state is, who we are. And sometimes the most patriotic thing is to say no.
We talked about this is in some measure about immigration, in some measure it's about democracy. Do you believe, some people have said, that this is an attempt at distraction from maybe the matters with Elon Musk back in Washington? Why did this happen now, in other words?
He's the master of distraction. He's the commander of chaos. That's what Donald Trump does. Moves this direction, move that direction. I mean, look, this guy is 90 days. 90 beautiful deals? How many deals? Zero. In the UK, give me a break. I mean, Elon Musk is the sycophant of sycophants as it relates to this love relationship that he had with the President of the United States said it exactly right. We're likely to enter a recession the second half of the year because of the recklessness of this tariff policy under this administration. He's just saddled our kids and grandkids with $2.5 trillion of debt to give billionaires and corporations a tax break that they're not even asking for. Of course he's trying to distract them.
All of this is about immigration enforcement and the type of well, go ahead, feel free to
No,
speak.
I know, and I don't mean even to cut you off. I think it's about something much more. This is about authoritarian tendencies. This is about command and control. This is about power. This is about ego. My way or the highway. This is a consistent pattern of practice, of recklessness. This guy has abandoned the core principles of this great democracy. He's threatening to go after judges he disagrees with, cut off funding to institutions of higher learning. He's on a cultural binge. He's rewriting history, censoring historical facts. I mean, this is something completely different. And this is part of that ongoing play that is unfolding in front of our eyes. It is a serious moment under the guise of immigration, but it's much deeper than that.
Look, it's not just about immigration or Elon Musk. Yes, he's involved, but this is something else. This is Trump's classic game plan. Create chaos, make everyone ask, what's going on? Then he steps in with the Bible in his hand and says, I'll solve it. They don't call him commander of chaos for nothing. The man is a master of distraction. When things got messy with Elon Musk in Washington, boom, National Guard to L.A. This isn't a reaction. It's a strategy. And this strategy is against democracy. Because it's not about protecting the border. It's about holding on to power. It's about saying, what I say goes. He's threatening the judiciary, cutting funding to universities, censoring history. This is a culture war. It's an authoritarian manifesto. Trump isn't doing this for the first time. Remember, he did the same after George Floyd and during the COVID pandemic. Every crisis is an opportunity for him, not to solve the crisis, not to manage it, to take control of the stage, because it's not about immigrants, it's about power. If this video is important to you, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel.